Hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah, now it's working, right?
Hi, everyone.
Sorry. Yeah. it's it's a lot. Hi. Hi, Saloni. Sorry, this it's so funny. Like there's a lot of stuff. This is a new program, and so figuring it out is interesting. I think I know better for next time. Apparently, if you don't press go live, you don't go live, which is I should have known. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. Hi Paula, Anusha. Hi. uh, this week has been interesting, huh? Uh, wait, I learned something new. Look, and now you can see comments here. I'm well, thank you. It's been this week has been a lot, and slowly we're getting there. Hi, Paulina. Thank you. Yeah, I think let's start with something light before we'll go into the deep stuff. I know we all have a lot to talk about. I'll also post a link, so if anyone wants to come and join and talk about this week and the future and how you feel, then you're more than welcome to come and join. So I'm gonna start with something light. Let's do just a little bit of an unboxing, just to like get everything ready. And I actually had like two new things arrive today. Arrived this week. Sorry. But before we start, I want to mention I love wearing colored contacts for these live streams. It's just fun. And today I chose the BTS DNA contacts from Olens, and it's in the color of Destiny Pink. Sorry. See, can I do this? I can't do this. I will never be a makeup. It's not. It's you can't see it, but it's that. It's Destiny's Pink. And I chose it because of the word destiny. Let's see. I got a card with it of Jin. So yeah, so that's that. Obviously not affiliated or anything. I love their contacts and it's cute and fun. So I got a package this week. It actually arrived to my parents' house, and I went to get from them yesterday. And it's the artist made collection by BTS. It's Yonngi's guitar pick necklace. So you can see it arrives in a box. It has sugar on it. Sorry, it's weird. I really need to maybe not mirror this because it gets confusing. So let's see what it looks like. I really wanted this necklace out of everything. Let's see, how do I open this? Here. Wait, I think I need scissors. Come on. Sorry. Yeah, I wanted let's do this. Hold on. I really wanted the chimes as well. I actually got the notebook. I also got the pajamas and taste pins, but I had to cancel that order. I couldn't. It was just with the apartment and everything. It was too much for me to spend on it, and I just had to cancel it and hope that other army be able to have it instead. So yeah, so it comes in a box. Let's see what it looks like inside. It's a slide. So you just slide it out. And it has like a clothes tiny purse, I guess. Like you open it like this. And let's see. Oh, right. I got it in black. I really like the black version. I know they have it in black and silver. And I really like the black version. So this is what it looks like. I know it's a mess with the light. Let's just lift out. And it's a cute a guitar pick shape. It has BTS on one side, ARMY on the other side. It's really cute. I think I can do it like this. No, right? I have to open it. Let's see what it looks like. Hold on. It's like, sorry, this must be so weird, right? There. I think I'll put it on even a smaller hole to put it like this. Right? Yeah. It looks kind of cute. My makeup is a mess today, but this looks kind of cute. Oh, do you want to get the necklace as well? Nice. And it also comes with a note from Yonngi himself, right? Well, that's not convenient. An easy way to get it out. Hold on. So it says sugar. I don't want to open it. It has a sticker. I don't want to open this. Yeah, I'm not opening this. It has a sticker. It's going to ruin it. I'd rather keep it. I already know what's inside. You can see it online. So I'm going to keep this like this. And yeah, and I also got the Swoozoo DVD. You can see I redecorated everything. I kind of tried to clear it out to make it less of a mess. I figured I don't have to show everything up. And so I just cleared some stuff out. At least. Yeah, I tried to get the bag a few times as well, but it just takes a. You just can't. I wanted to really get there was a new Weaver's proof drop 2 days ago or yesterday. It's all a blur. And I couldn't get it. I really wanted the bracelet, but I couldn't. Yeah. Is there anything more nerve-wracking than opening merch and knowing you don't want to ruin anything? Yeah, okay. So I got this Swoozoo DVD. I took the digital version, even though now I bought a Blu-ray just because of BTS. But I got the digital, the online streaming version, online streaming version, so I can watch it online. I might also get the Blu-ray one. So it comes in a package. This and let's see. I just want to make sure that I'm not putting the QR up. Sorry. So that's a cute. It has like a certificate that you went to Swoozoo, it's like a ticket with Army on it and the June 13th date, and it's, yeah, a star certificate. It has postcards of all the members. Let's see. And it says Our Universe Army on the back. Yeah, so I have June, and we have June, and it's all like shimmery. And we have Yonngi. You can see my ring light. And Hobie. And Jimin. And Tae. And Jungkook. So yeah, so that's that. I know what you mean, Liz. I like when I buy stuff, I consider whether to open it or not. But I actually do use it. Like I watched the master from the DVD and the London Wembley concert and the Map of the Soul. I did use the DVDs, so I opened them, and I do open most of my stuff. Like I do use them, so. But I get it. It's like you're kind of trying to decide if to watch it or not, to open it or not. It's kind of funny. Like these photos are specifically from. Oh, I forgot to put the numbers. Are specifically from the part where they all sat down and talked, and in that moment, like they sang a bit of their solo work. And if I don't know, like I still believe that this announcement that we got this week was actually supposed to come last year. So it's kind of interesting that last year they did like tiny bit of their solo work in that Swoozoo concert. So this is an explanation about the digital, but it's not the actual digital code, but I'm going to put it aside. This is a photo stand. That's really cute. See all the members. Same army, right? This is the photo book that comes with it. Oh, they're so pretty. Guesses? Do you have a guess? Which one is it? Which member? I'm gonna let you guess for now. Photos. Yeah, right. It's yeah. Next time I will. When I get my proof album, I'm gonna let you actually guess. Okay, so that's what's inside. Obviously, it doesn't have the actual DVD because this is the digital recording one. Let's put it back. Put it back. Now like this. Like this. Come on. It doesn't want to go back in. Yeah. Come on. It's not going back in. There. Okay, as close. I'm going to put it back here in place with all the other concerts. I actually met a few army online that are from my country, and we might be doing like one of them bought the proof albums for all of us, so we'll have to pay less for shipping. So we might be doing like a whole like night with Korean dinner and watch a concert and maybe listen to the CD. So it will be fun. Okay. Yeah, the ring light is a lot. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a whole army party. But yeah, let's talk about this week and what happened. I'm trying to decide if I should put the link now and talk with someone, or just like do my first initial thoughts and then bring someone on. I think maybe I'll share my initial thoughts first, and that way the people that come in can say theirs, and I don't speak over them or anything. So yeah, this week was a lot. Understatement. I didn't write anything down for now for this discussion because my mind is already being through it and backwards and through it and backwards, like the whole thing. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting that it's very rare that my BTS life mirrors my actual life. But this week at work was also a full up and down thing. So, because we got some bad news at first and then maybe some good news, and it's been a lot. So, this whole week has been a lot. And if we talk about the Festa dinner and the announcement and how it came about and what they said and what was done after, it's kind of interesting the way it all went down. I think that this announcement was inevitable. I think, like, if we listen to what Namjoon said and what a lot of us have talked about, they had a roadmap throughout their career, right? They started with the school trilogy, and then the youth trilogy, and like in the Wind Was Dark Wild, and then Wings, and then the Love Yourself, and then Speak Yourself. It was all a road of a person growing up and finding their place in the world and getting to know themselves. And so BTS have taken that journey through their music of getting to know themselves, right? But after that, where do you go after that? And the thing is that BTS talk about it and they sing about getting to know themselves, but they don't get the opportunity to actually do it because they're constantly moving forward. They don't stop to think, right? They don't have that time to stop and look back and get to know themselves. They're just constantly in motion. And it's kind of funny, like when you swim, when you do breaststrokes, is that how it's called? Breaststrokes? When you not breast strokes when you swim, you move forward the most when you stop after the stroke, right? You do like an arrow, and that's when you move forward. And that's a lot of time how we move forward as people. You do the motion, but then you have to stop and look at it and examine how it affects you. And you can't just do one. You'll just exhaust yourself. You have to stop every once in a while to catch up with the motion that you're doing. And BTS just didn't have that time. And even if they did have that time, if they did go on breaks, they would constantly, right? Because they had this all mapped out, and then there was supposed to be this massive world tour, and then what? I think they said that they didn't know what was going to follow it anyways. And then with the COVID happening, so they took a stop and paused everything and were kind of lost. And then they decided to do an album about COVID, which was still in theme with them because it's still their words coming out about how they feel with that situation. But after that, this is just, and it's, when Namjoon said it, I don't think it was a diss about butter or permission to dance, because that's not how I took it. I didn't took it as they didn't like those songs or were angry or were forced to make those songs, but more as like, I don't know what's my, I don't know what to say anymore as part of a group, right? That's what he said. It's like, I don't have any more words as a part of the group because I don't know what we're supposed to say anymore. And that's so natural when they're constantly going through life without having that opportunity to stop and think and re-examine. So it's very hard to hear, and it's very hard to see someone go through that pain and realizing that they're kind of lost as people. But it's so natural as part of life. It's why there are midlife crises, right? It's because every once in a while you stop to take stock of your life and take stock, not take stock, take stock of your life and reconfigure it and realize like what's important to you, what's weighting you down, how do you want to move forward, what do you see your future like. These moments are important, something that we all go through. And it's especially something that happens during your 20s when you finish college, you finish university, you try to find your place in the world, you start a new job, but it's not exactly what you thought it was going to be. And yes, you're independent, but you're actually just constantly working, constantly doing something for someone else, constantly torn apart with all these life responsibilities. And you don't want to quit your job, but you're kind of lost, and you're trying to figure it out, and it's not exactly settling the way you thought it was going to. And so that you sometimes switch jobs, you refresh, you concentrate on something that makes you happy, and doing all that through life is natural. It's what life is. And it's something that you constantly do, that every few years you have to stop and think about, because otherwise you're just going through the motions and you're propelled um, by the constant movement, but it's not as effective as if you would stop for a second and think about your life. And it's something that's so hard to come out and say, because right, they've reached, they're successful, they're on top of their field, they're the best of the best, but they've also always been genuine. They're also always been very, very themselves in their lyrics. That's what Bank PD always said right from the beginning. Said that he wanted them to tell their stories, and it's something that they have been doing constantly. They have constantly been genuine in their lyrics. And so even being top of the world and being part of the pop world that constantly takes lyrics from other people, they said, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to settle for someone else's words. We want to create our own. But at the moment, we as a group don't know what we have to say. So they decided to, for a little bit, go and do their solo stuff and concentrate on that to find who they are in people, and then hopefully in the future reconfigure as a group and go down the path together again. And it takes so much bravery to say that and be so vulnerable and open and share those thoughts and feelings, and we've seen them cry so many times, but it always hits differently. It always because sometimes they cry when they're happy, sometimes they cry when they're sad or upset or emotional, and seeing them fall apart, not really fall apart, but get so choked up and talk about how guilty that made some of them feel, or how they felt like right now you said, I feel like a sinner saying this. And all I can say is just I'm so grateful that they shared those feelings, because even though it was so painful to see them say it, and to see them get so choked up about it and emotional about it, we have been going through this journey together. And the fact that you feel safe sharing it with Army, they didn't put out like Hype didn't put out a statement, and I think that that's exactly how it should have been, because it came from them. Obviously, like maybe they could have added one later and that might have cleared some things up, but I don't think it was such a I think it was really important for us to hear it from them. And I think, yes, it was a lot more painful to hear it from them, because they were the ones in pain, and we don't want to see them in pain. We don't want to see them suffer. It's not fun to see someone you love struggle. But that type of struggle that they're going through is a struggle that everyone goes through. It's what life is. It's a part of growing up. I don't know a single person that is over 20 or 25 and hasn't gone through that. It's something that you have to just have to go through. You have to figure who you are in the world, and who you are among your loved ones, and who you are among people. And so them being brave and sharing that struggle with us, it hurts, and it's not nice, and it's not fun to see, but it's a part of life. And it's definitely a part of being an artist, especially artists like them, who's constantly going through, constantly introspective, right? They are constantly introspective, constantly looking at themselves and looking at where they are, and constantly thinking about their emotions. And it's hard to keep bringing those up through lyrics. And because they are so introspective, then all this pain is even more so, happening even more, so you feel it more. And yeah, and so I think it's very natural. I think this was coming, and it was inevitable, and I didn't expect it to happen now, but all the signs were there, and we knew how tired they were. We knew how exhausted they were. And the thing is, they share this with us now, but this has been in the works at least since December, probably even before that. Actually, at least since November. And again, like, I believe that Yet to Come was supposed to come out with BTS The Best, the Japanese collection of greatest hits songs. So, because right, it's The Best is yet to come. So we know that they have been struggling for a while. We know that they have been going through it for a while, but we also know that they have taken action to go down this route for a while, right? We know that they've been recording solo stuff since November. They've talked about it in November. Namjoon mentioned at how it's easier to write now, or that he's working on solo work, and Hobie has mentioned that he's working on his solo stuff, and Yonngi has mentioned that he's working on solo stuff, and all of them have talked about it, and they have been talking about it for months now. So we knew that something was different, and that a lot of solo stuff were in the works and coming. And I think it's really smart that they are not just saying, oh, we're gonna do solo stuff for a while. No, they're saying this is planned. We have scheduled our solo work, and that we're still here. We're not, this isn't disbandment. We're still working together, and you see the love that they still have for each other, right? I think that's like the most the biggest thing to take out of this Festa and at this period of time. The fact that they are not only are they not disbanding, which again, if that was a choice they want to make, that's a choice they want to make. We as fans have, other than being sad about it, got nothing to do other than wish them luck on whatever journey they choose and do whatever makes them happy. But the fact that they're not only not disbanding, but still have so much support for one another, so much love for one another, getting those friendship tattoos and still being there for one another is so important for them as people and not just artists, because they have gone through such an incredible road so far, and it's something that they each only have 6 other people that can relate to. No one else will be able to relate to what they have went through and the struggles that they had to deal with and the amount of love and affection that they get. That's not something normal. It's not something that even other artists have. No other artist has a fan base like ARMY. And the fact that they still have people, they still have their friends that they can talk to, they still have the other members that they can talk to, and those members are like family to them, or as Jimin said, even more so, their home, is, I think, so important for their mental health, because they constantly have that support. And we've seen them be so supportive of each other's solo projects, so supportive of each other's adventures in life, right? So I'm sure we're just gonna get more of that now, and knowing that they still love each other, they still got each other back, they're still, and they're still gonna film Run BTS, which means that are constantly gonna be in that interaction with that one another and have that fun craziness going on in their life. I think it's very uplifting and very positive about their future. And exactly as Loretta said, they do have the right to think about themselves, not just as a group, and be human and be themselves and be people and find the thing that makes them happy and do the stuff that brings them joy. They all have such different personalities, and Namjoon constantly said about them being on a boat that's going in one direction, but they're all facing different directions. And you even saw it on the bus, right at the end of the music video. They all are looking at different directions, and it's just they all have a right to do that. So yeah, so that's my my take on it. So yeah, so it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to take. I know ARMY was really emotional. I was definitely really emotional about it. I myself had to struggle with finding my path in life. I'm sure, like I said, it's so common and it's something everyone goes through. And like reconfiguring my route in life, and it was followed by the best years of my life. So I only hope the same happens to them. And we'll be here, right? We'll still be supporting those solo work constantly. We will have to call out solo stands a lot more now, which will be annoying. But we'll be there to support all their solo work. We're just gonna get a lot of more stuff right now, right? We already have Jungkook song with Charlie Puth coming up. We have Hobie's mixtape, or not mixtape anymore. We have Hobie's album coming up in about a month or so. We have his Lollapalooza performance. We're gonna have all their solo work coming up. We're gonna have Run BTS. So there's so much stuff that's gonna happen, and yeah, it's gonna constantly be happening and constantly be we're gonna get spoiled basically. So yeah, so that's that about this channel and what's gonna happen. I've actually had a lot of plans and stuff that I want to do, and I think as Saloni here mentioned, like this is also a good time for us to take stock of everything about what we want to accomplish, what we want to do. I have so many plans for the upcoming months or years, and definitely going to be a stronger army for it. Yes, Paul, I forgot for a second about Tay and his In the Soup, also coming in July. And Yonngi is probably going to do something with Side. That's going to be like is it a TV show or something, like an episode or something? I'm kind of lost. So just a lot going on. So yeah, so with this channel, like in my life, I have a lot of plans. Some of you know I don't want to talk about it now because it's not like my personal stuff. It's still in the works. So until there are news, I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, I do have some apartment stuff still happening that needs to be taken care of. My work is insane, and I work anywhere between 10 to 14 hours a day, so that's fun. But here on this channel, what's going to happen is a lot. So we will have constant lives unless I have something coming up, which I will let people know. Every Saturday, there's going to be a live stream, probably around the same time as this. So we're talking about around 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. KST. That will be the time, maybe a bit later, maybe a bit earlier, but around that time. So every Saturday, there's going to be a live stream. And now that I have everything set up, it's much easier. It's just a click of a button. So that I do plan on learning Korean. I'm going to start with the Learn Korean with Tiny Tan. I don't know if it's going to be live. It might just be like, I might just upload like parts of it. I'm kind of nervous to do it live. It is nerve-wracking, but I think it'll also make me commit to it more. And it'll probably be super boring to see me because I'm going to have my head in the book the entire time. So don't know how interesting that will be, but we'll figure out, right? We'll see. Maybe I'll do the first one and then we'll just go from there, see if people want to or not want to. But I do plan on doing that, starting with the Tiny Tan one and then working my way up to the Learn Korean with BTS. And then I think, as I mentioned, like taking the time to be a better army. And I love BTS's lyrics and I love doing deep dives into BTS's lyrics. So I'm going to start, I don't know when, I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after that, but sometime soon, I'm going to start Let's Talk About a BTS song. And each week it'll be a different song, or maybe twice a week. I don't know. We'll see how it works, because when you do a deep dive into lyrics, you have to really put an effort to it. It's not just casually talking. So I'm gonna do like a deep dive into lyrics and like the story behind the songs, if we have any, and upload it both here and on Spotify. And that way, if people want on Spotify to listen to it and learn about the songs and the lyrics and what came up, because I think that's something that Army's kind of missing. We do have a lot of ways to talk about lyrics. We talk about it on Twitter. We have Dulcet who adds their commentary on it. But for people who listen on Spotify or on YouTube, and we don't have a lot of, with the exception of some explained videos, we don't have a lot of like short, let's face it, it's not going to be short. It's probably going to be a lot longer than it should be. But we don't have any concise, again, it's not going to be concise. But I think it is something that's lacking, to talk a way like to hear someone talk about lyrics that's a bit more, it's just a tiny bit more focused. So I really want to do that, and I'm gonna start with the songs on proof, which means it's gonna start with their. That's the thing. I'm either gonna start with the songs on proof and then work backwards, or just go by albums. I haven't decided yet. We'll see. Probably go by albums. I think that makes more sense. Yeah. So I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do it by the order the songs came out, with the exception of Born Singer. Born Singer will be the first song I will do. Now that it's on Spotify, it will be the first song that I will do. So yes, that's what's planned. As I said, there's a lot. So this channel isn't going anywhere. Just gonna be actually the opposite. A lot more content coming. I'm also starting my own second channel. Revenue from this channel still, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I think with the amount of solo work we're gonna get, using the revenue from this channel is gonna be kind of difficult. So I don't know if that's, I don't know. I haven't helped me figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Honestly, I don't see this without a comeback, a BTS comeback coming. I don't know how much this channel is actually going to make. This channel doesn't make that much, other than what you guys do in super chat, and I really want to discourage super chats. Well, I appreciate it, and while it's very helpful, but I don't want your money. I don't want, the point was to take money from YouTube and not from Army. And I might just use, like, this program to do this live stream is pretty expensive, and it's honestly way more than this channel makes. I might use it for that. I don't know. I haven't decided. I don't want to say anything that's let me know what your thoughts about the revenue from this channel. I don't know. Thank you. I had a really great time talking to Anissa. I think she's so sweet. I love her content. I love her videos. She's so dedicated. I don't think you can find the video on the channel anymore unless you have the link. You can find a link on my Twitter and on Anissa's Twitter, because she posted it as well on the Planet Army's Twitter. But right now it's unlisted because it's very hard putting yourself out there for the first time, and it can cause a lot of anxiety. And most people, like Anissa, does a lot of content, but she doesn't use her face and doesn't speak in her own voice. And when you do it for the first time, it gets very nerve-wracking. So at the moment, you can't find the episode just like that, but you can find it through a link on Twitter or Planet Army Twitter or whatever. So yeah, but I had a great time talking to her. And I think now is a great time to talk to you or anyone that wants to join. So let me post an invitation link. I'll post it in the chat, and I'll post it on Twitter. And anyone who wants to come and talk is welcomed. So that's this, and let me post it here. What? Something's going on. Why isn't let me? No, go away. I'm trying to write it. It's not letting me. No. It's so annoying. Hold on. Let me just post it on Twitter. Oh, sorry. It's very weird to talk and write at the same time. Yeah. I always wonder when I post this if people actually realize that when I post the link, it's them coming on live, or that they think it's just I don't know. Oop. My phone decided to shut down. Okay, it's fine. I don't know why it's connected to a charger. Cares about Ari. Live stream on the YouTube. Sorry. Okay, so I posted it. I see no one from the chat is coming on. I posted on Twitter as well. My phone is glitching. Fun. Why? You're literally connected to a charger. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Let's see. I'm not sure if you're interested in making content like this, but I was wondering if you would make a video about soul stands, mentees, aunties, because I'm afraid the soul's behavior will worsen. I could. I just wonder what, like, the people that watch my channel are not soul stands. Obviously, if you are, go away. You're not welcome to here. So I don't know how effective that would be. Me doing a video on it. I can address it maybe for baby army who don't know what the difference is between what is a soul stand, what is an auntie, what's the difference between having a bias and being a soul stand. So maybe, I don't know, it's a thought. I haven't done pre-recorded episodes in a while now, and honestly, I feel like that might take a lot of my time to do, and I don't know if I have the energy to do it at the moment. Like, because when addressing something like this, it really requires to put a lot of effort into how you say stuff because it's such a delicate thing. So I do think it's definitely something that should be addressed. Maybe not just by me. Maybe I'll have more people on the like a panel, and we can talk. I actually did talk about solo stands with my talk with Daisy. You can feel it's the episode with Daisy, but her at is Nija32 something, and I did talk with her about it. So maybe I'll just clip it and repost it. That might help. I don't actually remember what we said. So maybe for baby army. Yeah, maybe for baby army it'll be like it's kind of funny when we are so much on Twitter. Once we get to know that there's Twitter army and you fall down that BTS rabbit hole and you join Twitter and all that, that you kind of, so you see something in the beginning of your start on Twitter, And then, there's all this chaos, and then you move past it, and sometimes we don't readdress stuff. And so people who just joined the fandom are not aware. Like, for example, I'm sure there's a lot of confusion with army who joined after 2021 about why some army really dislike Charlie Puth. And well, I'm not saying anything on that, on how people should feel about him. I got no opinion. Well, it's not true. I don't have no opinion, but I'm not saying anything about how you should feel about him. And I'm definitely supporting this song, 100% supporting Jungkook in his adventure. And I will, if Jungkook wants to work here, like, it's all fine. There's nothing, but there is some stuff that happened, and people that came into the fandom after 2021 probably don't know what happened. And just to clarify, because this is something a lot more dramatic than it was. Do I want to clarify? I don't think I want to clarify. But now that I've talked about it, I probably should, right? Basically, you all know that Jungkook loves Charlie Puth, have loved Charlie Puth for years, since 2017, has mentioned him, and that he wants to see him perform and wants to sing with him. And in 2018, November 2018, I know, big month that was. In November 2018, Charlie and Jungkook and BTS performed on the MGA stage. Charlie performed with Jungkook. What was the name of the song? We Don't Talk Anymore. And then he performed with BTS Fake Love. And after that, BTS performed their own stage, which was amazing. And that whole night, so that night went on pretty well. There are some comments were made about that night, but I'm not gonna say anything about that. It's not that big of a deal. But following that, Charlie unfollowed BTS on Instagram, Twitter. On Twitter, you unfollowed them on Twitter, and some people took it as, oh, he used them for clout and then left. And he unfollowed. To be clear, he unfollowed a lot of people that day or that period of time. So make what you want of it. I'm not saying anything, but some people took it as he only used them for clout. He also made a comment about what a fan base army he is and how it was, I can't remember it exactly, and I did search for it and I couldn't find it, but he made some comment about what's it like having a fan base like army and how easier it makes stuff. I don't want to paraphrase. I don't remember exactly. You can probably look it up. I tried. I couldn't find it, but I didn't put that much energy into it. But he did do an interview and mentioned army, and mentioned, like, instead of talking about BTS, he talked about the fan base, and that kind of created another, like, rocky situation. And then a few months later, in 2020, I think it was, he had a new album coming out and was promoting it, and then some TikTok army commented on it and said that he was using JK for clout. And then that, I think that's the biggest thing. Charlie, instead of addressing it on, either ignoring it, like, and as he should, or doing, like, instead of just ignoring it or talking back to TikTok army, what he chose to do was post on Twitter and saying that this kind of toxic behavior needs to stop, and then also did interviews about it. And I think that that's where the biggest issue was. So I think we all kind of moved on past it, and 100% I'm here for JK. I don't care what's going on. I don't care about this dude. I don't care at all. I care about Jungkook. I want his song to be successful. I'm sure there'll be a lot of tiny problems like this when they do solo work. I don't care. I'm here for BTS. I'm here for the BTS member. Jungkook seems so happy. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? We all had that um, excitement about. Sorry, opposite. We all had that sadness about listening them to that conversation, that dinner. But now, like, they're all taking steps, and they're all taking steps to be happy, and they might already be happy because, as we said, like, this has been in the works for a while, so they might already be happy, or they're already on their way there. And Jungkook seems happy. He seems happy about this. His adorable bunny jump is just too cute. Um, he got his tattoos recolored. He just they I they're all moving on into a very positive headspace, which is exactly what I want to. And the last thing I want to do is put any damper on it. I don't. I want all to be happy and all to be good, and that's it. That's the biggest thing. So who gives a fuck about anything else? I wonder if you can curse on YouTube. I don't care. It's just it's all for them. So yeah. So that's that. And let's see, about the revenue of the channel. I think it could be used for some kind of sponsorship. I won't go far to say who or what organization, because Army supports a lot, but it could be decided. Yeah, maybe. The thing is about the revenue is that I don't like, you get it in pulses. You have to reach a certain amount in order to get the money, and more often than not, I I donate on the faith that I will get that money from YouTube. More often than not, I actually get less. I get it months later. So doing like a sponsor, like even donating to one in an army, is extremely difficult. It's very easy when it's very, very focused. When we have like, this is the comeback, this is the date, we're saving all the money up to this date and then donating it. But over time, the channel makes like $1 a day, $2 a day, and to get enough money to donate, it takes months. To get enough money for me to actually get the money takes months. So I, it will be very difficult. Maybe if the channel actually is successful and does more, then definitely do that. But over, like, because it's such micro revenue, that it makes it very difficult for me to choose something to give it to. Like, I did have that thought after B, to maybe donate to one in an army, but I got the the money that I donated to B 2 months later. So I might just exactly save it and then use it for an OT7 comeback. I think that might be the best. So yeah, I think that might be the easiest. I might be just like, actually, it really depends on the amount of money, because if at the moment, the second I get the money in, I also put it out. So I don't know, I have to see, like, with taxes and stuff, I don't want to put myself in a, like, something that I have to report. And because if I immediately donate the money, then it's not really in my account, and it's not weird. So anyway, we'll figure it out. It's still, all the money from the nations will, for the channel, will go somewhere. So yeah. So that's that. uh, based on this decision by BTS to do solo work was decided a few days ago. It was not scheduled. I seriously doubt that. Uh, it doesn't make sense to come back to say we need to do something separate. Actually, it does. I think it does. This comeback was different, and it was. I think it makes perfect sense. Um, I think BTS are in a place where they have always had a roadmap, always knew where they, like everything followed the next, and they reached a point where okay, I love myself. I got to know who I am through Map of the Soul, and now where am I? Um, they they exactly they talked about it already that they planned it. They plan to take some sort of break after Map of the Soul, and in fact, we did get notice already in December that they are going on a break and focusing on getting to know themselves and working on projects of their own. Already in December, we got that notice from Hybe. So I think it makes perfect sense. I don't think this was last minute. You don't have an album coming out last minute. You don't have J-Hope performing in Lollapalooza last minute. It's not. It's something that has been in the works. It's something that they have planned for. They also are very good at recognizing um, recognizing I think it is because they're so introspective. They're very good at recognizing when something isn't working and they need to take changes, and taking those steps to do those changes and to get into a better place. This wasn't improvised. This was planned. It was planned among all seven of them, and they all have paths they want to walk on. They all have plans for this time. You don't Tay is not just doing in the soup with his friends off on a whim. This was planned, and it wasn't decided this week. So yeah, this is they're the last thing BTS are rash. They are very methodical and very thoughtful about their career and where it's going. Um, and they're planning for it. And I think my biggest recommendation to people in their 20s is to plan your career. Don't just go, okay, I'll have a job and just take anything. And I know that's very problematic to say because sometimes you just need the money, and that's fine. Like if that's the case, go take whatever job you want, but still take the time and think about where you want to go and what you want to do and where you see yourself. Because you got to plan ahead. You got to make sure you have a career path. You got to make sure you have something you want to achieve and places you want to grow into. And I know it's difficult. I know it's not easy to do, and it's very hard to say. Like we can't see the future, but we can plan for it and then make changes as we go. And I think it's something that I learned doing research for my PhD. I got very it's very I For those who don't know, a bit of a tangent. For those who don't know, I did my PhD on developing materials for green energy applications. It's always been very important for me to do something that has a positive impact on the world. It's why now I'm working on a company that does biomedical development and trying to save people's lives. It's just very important for me to do something positive. But actual research and actual work is very narrow sometimes. You go into your workplace, you do that tiny thing, and you're concentrating on solving this tiny problem, and you lose focus on the big thing and why you're there. And so I constantly had to remind myself that, yeah, this might get a bit repetitive and might get a bit boring, but I'm doing all of it in order to try and do something that has a very positive impact. And that kind of thing, that reminding yourself of the path that you want to go to and what you want to achieve, it really creates this driving force and really creates this path for you. And I think that's something that's very, very important on a personal level to do. And so I think that's exactly what they're doing now. It's that taking that time to reconfigure that path and find a path that works for them. Um, oh, Susie, that's amazing. Thank you for your hard work. Um, so yeah, so that's what I think. I agree. I think it was coming after Map of the Soul 7. They were going, and they've said it themselves. After Map of the Soul 7, they were going to do a tour, and then they didn't know what was planned. They didn't know where it was going. So yeah, I saw another comment that I wanted to do. So yeah, so about the military, obviously I have no actual opinion. I'm not entitled to have an opinion as someone who is not Korean, basically. So no opinion from me about anything like that. But yes, they do. I don't think they're gonna get the. I think they're gonna have to go through military. It doesn't seem like they're gonna get the, what's it called? They're just gonna do that month thing. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like they're gonna have to do the entire thing. It's a year and a half. There's nothing, and actually doing this solo work makes perfect sense to do it. With that, they can put out the albums before they're in the military, or have everything ready and have it come out while they're in the military. Probably they can do it after, right after, maybe come back as a group right after. Military is also a lot of personal experience and personal growth. So who knows? I don't know how it's going to factor in. I'm sure they have a plan. I'm sure that now that it is on the table, and I think they have less uncertainty around it. It feels like they have put some plan in motion for it. So they'll do what they'll do, and it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Yeah, it's a year and a half. It's not that big. It's not that long. We had a year and a half between, more than a year and a half between, or actually almost exactly a year and a half between B and Proof, right? So yeah, it's fine. They'll do whatever they want. No, I don't mean Paula. I know they can't release something and make revenue during that, but well, not everything is about revenue, right? But doing something, putting an album right before it, and we don't know how they're gonna list exemption. That's the word I was looking for. If they can put it right before it, we don't know if they're all gonna go as a group, or in pairs, or as subgroups, or whatever. Whatever they do, it's gonna be fine. We're here. Oh wait, did I press? And ARMY must be mature enough to allow BTS to fall in love and get married. They're gonna be 3 years waiting for the next tour. Frank, if in any case, I think they're gonna have not to go to the military. I don't know about the military, but I completely agree, and I think we will. I do. I hope that they fall in love and get married and do whatever they want, whatever makes them happy. I want them to be happy. So that's it. That's all there is to it. Solos are psychos. We're not gonna. I expect zero maturity from them, but I think most ARMY will be okay with BTS being in a relationship, and if not, damn it, I'm gonna be vocal AF, and put everyone in. Like, no, you don't get to. We don't get to dictate their personal lives at all. And if you see BTS member in public, you turn around. You don't take photos. You don't approach. You don't randomly play their songs. You're like, keep that memory in your heart and you go away. You leave them alone. They're people. So definitely, as part of life, they should have that kind of personal experience to be in a relationship, and hopefully a happy one, and find partners, and if that's what they want. And saying as someone who has no intention of finding a partner, but they should do whatever makes them happy. That's the only thing that should be, like, whatever makes them happy under legal stuff is okay. Whatever it is, if they want to do soul work, it's soul work. If they want to skydive, that's skydive. If they want to get married and have kids, if they don't want to do music ever again, it will be heartbreaking. If they never put out music as a group again, it will be heartbreaking, but it's their lives. We don't get to dictate their lives. We're just fans. We get to enjoy what they agree to share with us, and that's it. Nothing else. 100% Apo Bangpo. 100%. It'll be adorable to see them as parents. Let's see. But in professional life, nor too. I could agree. I could enjoy for sure a Jungkook concert, but I did not pay for a Namjoon concert. I'm kind of confused. I think you mean like we don't get to dictate what they want. I'm sorry. I'm not fully. I don't fully understand. But yeah, whatever they want to do is fine. Yeah. Okay. Wait. I missed some. I also think it's very cute to see how, not cute, but nice to see how each of them approaches this period of time differently. And you see Yonngi. I've never seen Yonngi this happy, right? He seems so happy and so bubbly and so excited about doing all these million things, and it's so energetic to see him be so energized. Exactly. I want him to be happy. They have given us so much happiness. So yeah. Exactly. They have a right to be happy, and however that is. Sorry, I blacked out for a second. So yeah. Natalia, you can like whatever you want. It's fine. Like, do whatever you want. No one is forcing you to like anything or to go to anything. So that's kind of odd. To just announce it. Do whatever you want. If you don't like rap music for 2 hours, don't go to a rap concert for 2 hours. I wouldn't call Mono like Mono isn't wrapped for 2 hours, but do whatever you want, like whatever you want. It's that's I find it odd, but yeah, like this isn't, I think yeah. Okay, let's move on to something else. Like this is you don't need to lie. Okay. No one is forcing anyone to buy tickets to everything or go to. I'm sorry, I'm confused. I'm not addressing this anymore. Sorry, this isn't the kind of place for this. So if you don't like this, I'm aiming for armies to separate true army. Okay, moving on. I was sad for the first 2 days after the video dropped. Oh, we'll have Mildred in the Mildred. I'm seeing you. I'm putting you through in a minute. I was sad for the first 2 days after the video dropped, not because the news, but because they were holding a lot of pain since these past few years. Still, I'm proud of them from being brave and talk about it. Yes, all of this. Yes, 100% agree. It was a lot to take in because they were so in so much pain, um but I am proud of them for being so brave and addressing it and talking about it. And yeah. Rick, I'm kind of lost. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, you have to be more specific. And let's we have Mildred here, so let's add her to the stream. Hold on. Hi. Wait, you're on mute. I'm unmuting you.
There.
Yeah.
Let me fix this camera real quick. Oops. Okay, there you go. Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm trying to find the point. Not good at this. Well, I pretty much agree with everything that you said, and like everybody was saying in the chat. But I'm sorry, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not good at this. I haven't done this since we were in COVID, giving classes to my children.
Take your time. Take your time. It's fine.
Well, anyways, I would just wanna put out there my point of view. First of all, as an army, I was blessed, honored when we were at Festa and listened to what all of them had to say and their feelings. And basically, for me, it was for all of us. I think it was the point when RM broke out. Like when he let it go of everything and started to cry. That we got hurt. We got hurt for them because we knew then how much pain they were holding on. And then another thing was that the armies that were there at that moment, um, most of us knew it was okay. We already knew it coming, but we didn't want it accepted right away. And then it was thrown to us like, boom, it's here. It's today. It happened. And it was okay. I mean, it took us hours during the day to realize, okay, it happened. It is okay. They'll be okay. They promised that they will still be working together at some point. But when the news started to come out, I belong to a Facebook group here where I live, and some of the armies were like, why do they did it at Festa? Why, this is supposed to be something, happy and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, excuse me, I didn't put it out there. I just let them, let go of their feelings. But I was like, it was the best thing that have they ever done for us. Because like you said, they didn't put it out there in the news press or in a Twitter or in a Weavers. We didn't get it like that. We got it from their voices. They say, like it was like a personal thing, like we're talking right now. It's like, hey, this is what we're planning. This is our future. This is what we want to do. And just like a conversation, like everyone else. And like I said, that was a blessing for us as an armies,
Yeah.
and for people to not accept that we're doing that during Festa, for me, that hurt me as an army to see other armies complaining about that. But I mean, at this point, we all know it's like we have to move on. They're moving faster than we are.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, where all this stuff is coming from? I'm like, we already know they're planning stuff ahead, like you said. Nothing comes like from one day to another. They, I mean, they plan this for months or even years ahead of time. It's like we're like, we are the one that we're not prepared. And
Right. Well,
they knew it was gonna come for themselves too, and that's why they were so emotional as well.
yeah, I think we so expect. It's like we should have seen the signs, but we were so like talking about a world tour. We were talking about. I was talking about maybe an album. Like we were talking about all these stuff, and then to get that, well, I think it just took us all
Shock.
shocked. We were shocked.
Yeah.
But I think Festa is the perfect time to say it because that's birthdays are the time where we stop and think about the year that passed and where we're going, and so it makes perfect sense to say it during Festa. And it also made it also feel like this isn't the end. This is just a pause of
Yes.
them as
Yeah,
and
that's the way I saw it, and I'm like, as everyone else, I'm also trying to move as fast as they can.
yeah.
And I said everything that is dropping out right now, like J-Hope is my BS broker, so I'm like, Lollapalooza, I can go, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll be watching you. I'll be
I hope there's a lot of thank
Yeah, and then all of these pictures that they're dropping off. We're like, oh my god! I mean, I'm old. I'm 50 years old, and this. I mean, like, come on, they're grown young men already. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but it's a lot.
One of my kids is Jungkook's age, and the other one is Sugar's age. I'm like, but I see them as, yes, I see them as somebody that I want to take care of, but I see they're men. Come on, give me a break. I can see somebody passing the street. Oh, come on, that guy is good. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to be honest. That's the way we are. We
Yeah.
cannot like put that line on your eyes and say, oh no, I don't see it that way. So
Yeah.
that's reality.
Yeah, it's they really went chest out recently. We didn't see it. And
I
like
mean,
those
come on,
reverse
we saw
interviews.
Jimin just out when in the beginning of the years.
Yeah.
It's like he will tear off that shirt, he will take out with muscles out. So we didn't
Yeah.
saw him like this for so long that we are like, oh my god. But it's
Yeah.
fine. It's good to see him like that because that's himself. That's when I was reading the article yesterday. I was so touched because the article is so good. His answers were so honest, and I'm like, yes, this is Jimin. This is the Jimin that we all know. Yeah,
Yeah. Those reverse interviews are just so good.
they're good.
So
They are
good.
good.
Can't wait to see what's coming.
Oh
What
my god! And then Suga playing the piano. Oh my god! I lost it.
yeah.
I just lost it. I was like, oh my god, that is awesome.
Yeah. I want to address something in the chat. Rick, I see your comments. I think you'll always have bad people or people that nitpick on something or just can't let it go. But you can't extrapolate from that over an entire fandom of millions. It's just impossible. It's like when James Corden went on and said, "Oh, I got death threats." Yes, it's terrible to get death threats. Give me the names, I will block and report. But you can't put all that on an entire fandom. It's childish to do. It's
It is.
you completely lose the grasp of no, these are millions of people and they're all individuals. And yeah, you have some fucked up people out there who do stuff like that, who nitpick on something, but you don't put it on an entire fandom. And definitely something like that that's calling someone out, it's not specific to a specific fandom, it's just something in general that happens. So it's part of being online. Yes, it's a crappy part of being online. I got death threats. You think I'm happy about it? No. You think but I also don't go around look at all these people, all this entire group is bad people because they sent me death threats. No, that's not the case. So I'm not gonna. So I find it, the way he addressed it was childish, but I've moved on. A lot of people have moved on. Most people who got into the fandom after 2021 had no idea that this even happened, because that's how much we moved on past it. And that's it. And like, if people are still doing it, then yeah, we can call them out, but you also don't put the entire blame on the entire fandom. It's just a stupid thing to do. You can't control everyone. It's just not how it works. And we've seen how many times people pretend to be army and say bad things. Like, that happens all the time. Sorry, Paula. I say what you did there. So yeah, so sure, let's call it out. Let's comment on it. But come on, we can't do it every single time. And people just if you're online, yes, it's part of it. That's the thing. It happens. You can't avoid it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's just there. You want to be a musician and you want to put yourself online all the time. I'm not saying it's right. It's awful. It's also, it gets very overwhelming.
That is part of everybody's life, actually, because whether you are at work or you have this big friendship, like big groups, not everybody is going to have the same mentality. Not everybody is going to take things the same way as we do. You know, we are our own individuals, and we all see everything in different ways. Otherwise, if we all see everything the same, it will be either boring or scary, you know. So it's
yeah,
it's kind of the way I see it. And whoever, have different mentality, or like say things like that, I'm gonna do things to your stuff like that, is like you say, it's childish, but it's just their way of thinking and their way of cope with things sometimes. But I mean, you just have to see the line in between whatever they're saying in the world. So you know how they're taking in the stuff.
Yes, exactly. So we can address it. We can address it if we see it occasionally. It's if the person who gets it isn't grown up enough to realize you can't just put the entire fandom under an envelope, under an umbrella, and like put the entire blame on the entire fandom. It's kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thank you for the for the comments about the shells. I reorganized some stuff, trying to clear it out. I think I'm kind of happy with how it turned out. So yeah.
I actually have a little bit more than that, but it's like almost like it's all piled up in places. And if my daughter sees it, by the way, my daughter's not an army at all, and and it's hard sometimes for me, because I want to say things, and I have all this excitement, and I'm like, I want to talk about it, and sometimes. So what I did the other day, I'm just recovering from COVID, actually, and I was actually be able to see. I'm immune compromised, so it took a little longer for me to recover. So,
but you're okay now?
I'm sorry?
But you're okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay now, thanks, Laura. Those pills that are coming out with, they're actually, whoever get sick and they tell you take the pills, take them. Believe me, take them. So, anyways, I was able to see her yesterday for the first time. Of course, I cried my eyes out. I'm like, I thought it was,
Of course.
it was horrible. Anyways, I was like, is it okay if I can share things with you? You know how I get happy and excited, and I want to show you video, whatever, blah blah blah. And she goes, yes, it's okay, mom, but I mean, I can still feel that, because she's not an army, and she gets me, but she doesn't get my excitement.
Yeah.
So I did show her, the videos and everything, and I talk about how, this is related to that. This is, so I was talking about yet to come, and then I show her the performances, and I was so happy to share that with her, and she's like, okay, move on. I was like, I was so, but if she sees all this stuff that I still have got, I was like, okay, she's gonna think I've been called. Okay, at work I've been called. I'm not a teenager anymore. Some friends are like, oh, you're just obsessed. I'm like, I do not care. This makes me happy. This is what I mean. I'm at 50. This is what it makes me happy, and I want to be happy. This is it. I've been boys, girl fans for the longest time. Like I said, it's like, and I come from Guatemala. I'm from Guatemala, and in Spanish, we have all of these boy bands groups. We have the Chicos Menudo. We have all these other groups that comes out after that, and I always been. And then when I came to the state, I was 18 years old when I got here. I had New Kids
Wow.
on the Block. I was Backstreet Boys. I was, oh my God! I was like, I didn't know. And then I found BTS. I was like, this is it. This is my life.
It kind of feels like finding a new home, right?
Yes, it's like finding a new home, and the way they write their lyrics and for their songs and everything. That's why people don't get. They just don't get it. And like we all say, when BTS find you, you get it.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah, I agree. I think when BTS, they have caused so much happiness in so many people's lives. I'm so happy they also have uh, the bravery to go after their own happiness, and I hope they keep at it. That they,
Yes.
um,
There's their time to be happy. It's their time to find
yeah,
that inside of them, and be happy. You
yeah,
know.
yeah. And I know exactly, like this entire week explaining to people the how emotional I was and what I was going through. And then also, like, it was such a whirlwind week of emotions, right? We were sad and happy and excited about what's to come, but kind of sad about what you thought was coming and isn't coming at the moment, and all of that. And it's a lot. So explaining to people and having every single one of my friends and some of my family members text me articles about BTS, is about them breaking up and disbandment, is has to be the most annoying thing this week.
It was.
Because I actually had a copy paste message that every time someone sent it to me, I just replied that with, they're not splitting up, they're still active, they're still doing active stuff together, but they're at the moment focusing on their solo. Like I had a set
You
answer because
copy-pasted.
I got so many messages.
Yeah, I think it was the best thing to do at that point because it was just ridiculous, like because they don't know in reality, what was happening.
Yeah,
They just assume, oh, okay, your boys, they're, okay, they're leaving, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, they're not. But okay, just let it go. And for the baby armies, the WhatsApp, the newcomers and everything, they're sad that this is happening right now. But I told one of my Amish friends, and I said, you know what? there's so much content for
Mm-hmm.
you to view or to search that you're not gonna feel that time, or you're not gonna feel like, oh, you came at the end, because this is not the end. So just look for it, because she was like really like devastated. I'm like, oh, and this and that. And I'm like, no, there's so much that is out there for you to enjoy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much. And I think especially for I think this must be all sorts of confusing for people who joined the fandom in 2022, because they just got here and already they feel like they're losing, but they have a lot to catch up on. There's a lot of
There's
stuff.
so much. There is so
Um,
much out there.
yeah.
And for us, sometimes we have to like think, okay, which chair was this? What love was that? Or what video? What wrong with this? Because we know there is so much that we can go back and look at again. It's like, and like for me, sometimes it's like, if I had a hard day at work or something, I just come back. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Sometimes I put music, sometimes I eat, sometimes I'm like, let's watch a run, or let's watch the soup again. Even though you
Mhm.
already know what's happening, you laugh your heart out. When things happening, or it's just good for us. It's good for your
Yeah.
soul.
Oh my God, Carla, you were a fan from 2013. Wow.
Wow, Carla.
I also wanted to say something to Rick again. Where was it? They said that it's important for big accounts to not ignore and to comment. There's another side to that. When accounts comment, you bring more attention to it. When an account that's doesn't get a lot of traction comments, it usually stays very confined. But when big accounts start commenting on something, then it can explode. And a lot of the times, I choose not to comment on something because I know I will make it worse instead of better. Sometimes when there's, especially in this case, it also happens, but if you see something where someone is being mean to someone, or there's a solo stand saying some nonsense, or someone is targeting another artist, or there's a shooter, like not that kind of shooter, like someone is a shooter on Twitter and does something like that, a big account commenting on it draws more attention to it. And even if I say this is bad, don't do it, it will get more people to notice, and that account will get more likes from other people who think like that, instead of staying confined and not getting that traction. So if you'll notice, for example, today I tweeted, or today or yesterday, when the news about the song with Charlie Puth dropped, I retweeted someone who said, it doesn't matter what you think about Charlie Puth, keep it positive and think about Jungkook and focus on Jungkook, and that's it. And I have retweeted other stuff like that, and I think that's a smarter way to use my account, because otherwise, if I comment something about someone doing something wrong, I draw attention to it, and that most of the time ends up getting that account more attention. We've seen this with a lot with solo stands who have commented, for example, when they did the trucks. Okay, they did trucks for Jimin, and there was an account that had like 200 likes or something like that, and they had a truck and they posted about it. And that's it. It had 200 likes, but obviously OD7 were angry and were commenting, and that caused that account to be noticed by more and that was a new account, so it didn't have a lot of followers, but us commenting on it caused that account to be noticed by more solo stands and get thousands of likes, thousands of followers within hours. And that's the exact opposite of what we wanted to achieve, right? We wanted that account gone, but instead it got support. So if I call someone out, I have to make sure that it's worth it.
Yeah.
And if that comment only has time, if it's already big, if it's a blue check account that's anyway going to get that attention, then yeah, I will call them out always. But if it doesn't get that traction, me calling it out will have a negative effect on it. And that's something that I really, it's hard, and sometimes I can't help myself and I do comment on stuff that I probably shouldn't have if I'm extra angry or something. But and it's very hard to pick where to put that impact. um I've never asked to have these followers. I'm fine if I got, if it will be less. It's too much, it's way too much. um and I it's you have to really think about where you put that attention on. And so I'd rather reinforce good thoughts, and I do try to keep my account more on the positive side than to go out and attack people who I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Or so it's hard to manage. I'm not perfect. I mess up from time to time. I do sometimes comment where I shouldn't. But yeah, I try to walk that line and not give attention where it will have more of a negative impact. Uh,
And
so
sometimes if there's something that people don't agree with or don't like, or they're annoyed at, I mean, come on, there's always that blog that you can choose. Just block it. That's it. It's easy as that. Just click, done. You know.
yeah, yeah, the block, the mute buttons, they're there, and that's why I think it's very childish to call every single person out who does something
Yes.
wrong. But yeah, it's just you gotta navigate the online life. It's hard, it's confusing, but you gotta choose what the path that you think is more appropriate. Yeah. But I'm definitely concentrating on the positive aspect of all this. And I also think if you look at my account, you will never see me badmouth almost. I can't remember badmouthing any artist. And it's artists, no matter, even if I don't like them, they put so much hard work. If they're, even if you think they're just like, I don't know, have everything easy for them, I think being an artist is very, very hard, and it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of hard work. And yeah, so I I try to keep it more positive. That's it, and I focus on BTS. So yeah. So yeah, so that's it. And also there are a lot of trolls online. You give attention to anyone, it's just a waste of time. Yeah. So how great are those comeback? Uh, like it's amazing to see BTS in front of Korean army that can actually speak again.
Yeah, that was very emotional to hear the chanting. I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're all like they're taking it in and doing that, and Yonngi on the piano and they're singing, and like it all seems like, and the thing is that they're filming it at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. and it's exhausting, but they have so much energy.
Yeah. I was following one of the armies when that how they tell you how they're what they're wearing, how the stage
Yeah.
look. I can put all of that on my head, and then when I actually got to see it, like there, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. It was just, they are so accurate at everything. I was like, oh my god, it's just like they said it.
Yeah. It's just it's That's. I'm glad they got that now before they take a tiny break from OT7 concerts. We might get like J-Hope on that stage, just J-Hope. So, like, he's gonna put out an album as a solo artist and put a solo like it. The amount of stuff that we might be getting is insane.
I was like, I was telling a friend, I was telling my sister, sometimes TV doesn't make justice to people. Because I mean, for J Hope, it's like he is out of this world. He's so handsome. I was like, I can't believe it. I mean, I wasn't able to go to LA, to watch them over there on 2018. I totally messed up on that one. But when I was ready for Levi's over here, I was like, and all of that happened, happened, and when I went to LA, I was like, RM and J Hope, please, the TV doesn't make no justice. No justice. This man, I mean, they are gorgeous, no doubt about it. But when you actually get to see right there their faces, I was like, oh my Lord, is they actually exist? I sing handsome people. I actually sing. I was totally shocked. It took me a while to like process what I was looking at. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like, sorry, BTS haven't been in front of Korean Army in those award shows since, well, basically since like they haven't done those type of shows since Boy with Love in 2019. Like they did obviously Mama and stuff, but and that also was in 2019, right? Because 2020 wasn't with fans. So they haven't done these types of shows since Boy with Love. That's insane. That's over 3 years of not doing that. It's crazy. And we had such an influx of our new army since then that like I think half the fandom has never saw those lives and has no idea what's coming and it's crazy.
Yeah. And the Lollapalooza, the ones that are gonna get to experience him and whatever his show is going to. I am not prepared for his show. We know how good he is for shows, how meticulous he is, how perfect he wants. It's like they're not prepared for this. They are
We
not prepared.
like there's a saying that if you go to a BTS concert, you come back hobby biased because he's incredible on stage. And no one now it's just him. You don't even have to split your focus. It's just him. We're dead. We're gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's. I hope that we get Lollapalooza in some way, like some sort of stream.
I think we have. I'm not mistaken. It's gonna be in YouTube, and I believe I hear it was Hulu. They also like stream it, I believe, but they are streamed live.
They're stream live.
Yeah.
I hope. Like I'm putting my faith in that we'll get something because I.
Usually those festivals do, because my daughter goes. She's Coachella partner for forever. She's gone many years, and she was, you need to watch this stage, mom. And she sends me the link. You need to watch this because it's gonna be good, whatever. So I know you actually can look at the stream. So it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I. Well, that Namjoon is like yeah.
I think for me, Hobby made it with the silver hair. Oh my God. That silver hair dropped me crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. Nanjum, I don't care what color of hair he has. He is just gorgeous as he is. When he smiles and those dimples goes up, I'm like, I lost it.
Yeah.
His smile, I was like, yeah, it's just, oof.
Yes. Oh, we're gonna get so much stuff. I was like, at first I was like,
And then
again, I was expecting a world tour, so I was like, and I don't have money at the moment. Like, there will be no new BTS merch for a while. I got nothing. I put everything to the apartment. I still have so much stuff to do here. So I was like, and and
you
in
could
my
have put
head, I'm
a
like,
pack on that.
I need to save money to go to watch them on tour because I'm not missing. I learned that that if you have the opportunity to see an artist you like in concert, you go do it because you don't know what's gonna happen. You can't you know because it's not dependent on you. You don't know what will happen, and I'm very grateful that I got to see Linkin Park in concert. And I'm grateful that I got to see Britney Spears in concert. And I'm grateful that I got to see BTS in concert because you never know when you won't have those concerts again.
Yes.
And at any time, an artist can decide, that's it, I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. Because it's very demanding, it's very hard, it's very exhausting. So
And
I
we
was
know
like,
right now with the ticket prices is crazy for everyone.
yeah,
But I mean, even if you are in the nosebleed and you have that chance to do it, just do it. You know, it's your time. It's something you want to experience. You know, it's like if that's what you can afford, get it. You know, it's we all have stuff in life that we have to do. I have to pay bills. We all have to survive. But I mean, if you can get that, ticket, get it. It's like you say, we're blessed to have them seen them before this
mhm,
happened. And it's like you said, I went in December, right after my first infusion therapy, and I was very weak. And my daughter was with me, and she wanted to make sure I was okay, whatever. I was like, I'm fine. But in Vegas, I said, this is it, I don't care. I went by myself. I do have family in Vegas. I didn't pay for hotel or anything. I'd stay at my family's and everything. But I wanted to experience the army experience. I wanted to experience, what the whole concert was about. So I did the two first dates. And,
mhm.
I was so happy that I did it. And I said, okay, I did it for me. This
Yeah,
is something I wanted to do for me. And it was this another artist that I probably would never gonna have a chance to see him in concert, because I don't think he was gonna do a concert again. And that broke my heart. And then when when they, I said, okay, I'm taking that chance. I don't care if I had to like empty my bank account. I'm going. you know and I went. It's like I will work again. I will. We all work. We all have to go through stages in life, and we will make that money again. It's like just little by little, whatever you can make your money back again to your account, just put it back on. Like whatever work, it works.
yeah. Like, obviously, it's a privilege to be able to go to concerts, and not everyone can afford. And they also
So
play at limited places. I always have to take a flight to go to a concert. It's like that I want to see. It's never here, which is okay. And but it's a very big privilege. But I always like, it's funny because a lot of time a lot of people would invest money in stuff that remains, right? You invest in good furniture and in, I don't know, like in clothes and in stuff that you need and that stays. But a lot of the things that I found for myself, that the best thing that I've invested in were stuff that are experiences that don't remain tangible but remain in my mind. So it's a concert or a good restaurant or something that like has a really big impact on me mentally, but not so much, isn't doesn't have a physical existence.
You
and
you
work.
just remind me of something very funny because my daughter plays soccer since she was little, right? And my son as well. But she went to college. She played soccer in college. She plays, soccer at the university and whatever. She's a big fan of Messi, and she went to see him in Barcelona to the stadium play when he was in Barcelona. And and I said, well, you send me a picture of that. She took a good ticket, right in front. She could see him like very close. And she goes, no, he'll stay on my picture right here. You know, this
Yeah,
is what is lasting forever.
yeah,
The picture can. I was like so hurt when she at the moment when she told me that, but now that I think about it, I was like, she's right. That stays forever with you as long as your memories are okay. That
hmm,
memory will live with you forever. Nobody can take it away.
yeah, exactly. And now we have to. I was like, okay, so now I actually have. I can save money because I do need to do stuff here in the apartment, and I am planning some big personal life moves, and I need money for that,
I do
and
have a question for you, actually.
and now we have to spend it on 7 concerts or probably or something. So yeah,
I
what
have
was that?
I have a question for you. So, do you have any good ideas for the patio finally?
Do you have a good for the pattern?
For the patio with the neighbor?
Ah,
Do you got any good ideas?
for the patio. Well, I have. For those who don't know, I have a. If that's what you meant, I have a balcony that has a part that's has a floor, and where right. That's what you meant for the balcony, Mildred.
Hmm.
You went for the balcony, right? What my plans
Well,
are.
when you went to talk to the neighbor about the balcony, the patio balcony, that you end up talking about BTS ultimately.
That yeah. Well, we talked a lot about because that's the thing. I wanted to check out their balcony because my balcony has like a part that's floored and a part that has uh, sand that you can either put fake grass on it or actual grass on it or grow stuff and like do whatever. But I've decided, and I know it will break the heart of some of you, I've decided to remove that sand and do only floor because the thing is it's kind of above the ground and you have to step over it and it's kind of not really nice to sit there, and it kind of makes everything look small, and in reality if I'll just put floor over the entire thing it will look gigantic. It will be a massive balcony. So I went and he did that. Did floor for the entire
You
thing, so
open
I
it.
wanted to go and see what it was like. So I went and I ended up staying at this place for like 2 hours. And yeah, an hour and a half that we talked about BTS because, that's just what you do. It's just that, yeah.
Good job.
So, yeah.
When you were saying about that, I was just cracking up. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my Homer."
Yeah. I also, the realtor that I bought the apartment from, she occasionally asks if it's okay to bring, because she's selling an apartment that's like mine. And she sometimes asks if it's okay to bring people to see my apartment, so people can see what it will look like, and I always say yes because I don't mind. And she brought this couple over and they were super nice and stuff, and they saw this whole podcast setup, so they were like, what is this? And I said, I have a YouTube channel. I said, oh, what is it about? I said, it's about this Korean group BTS, and obviously I launched into an explanation, I and the guy was like, and I also, like, we talked about his wife is Mexican, so we talked about Mexican food and how I have some Mexican peppers that I had to internationally ship here. And they were like, what? And they were like, okay, let's exchange numbers. So I said, I don't really care about that BTS stuff, but it's not really my type of thing. But let's exchange numbers so I can we can do Mexican dinners. And I was like, I dare you to check out their music. I 100% bet that you will like them. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Um,
just take any opportunity, like, yes, when they give us that gap, we just throw it in. That is, that's how that's how we do it.
Viper, and that's so cute. I also got like I have here somewhere. Sorry, I moved the entire table. Where did I put it? Here, right in Rich. This whole bag is filled with army bracelets and freebies that I got at the PDD concert in LA. So you have this cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, there's so many of them. I have this one that has a swan on it. So yeah, so it's such a nice gift. I keep it here. Yeah.
Like, at the,
Um.
at the Vegas one, I gave away hearts, but I don't think I have one with me right now. I don't know. It's a wooden purple heart keychains that I gave. I don't know if anybody watching got one. Yay! But I don't even know. I don't have one with me right now. Anyways,
Okay. I think we've been here for 2 hours now. Hold on us. I think it's kind of. Oh, I just noticed my tweet didn't tweet. Oh well. We've been here for 2 hours.
is it that fast?
Yeah.
Wow.
Um. But sorry. Well, do we have to talk about the photos and no buttons era? I think we kind of did, but the chest out era and like it's a lot. Like I think we've been keeping it pretty sane so far, but if Namjoon takes off his shirt, we're done. We're done. That'll be it. There'll be no fandom anymore. It wouldn't matter. Nothing will matter after that. Like it's yeah.
Just imagine the muscles. Just imagine. Just imagine.
Yeah. It's just I can't. I shouldn't. It's just it's not. Um don't even get me started about what happened. Yonngi is just it's not we are not. We're
Oh,
not
if Johnny joins, forget it. You will not hear from me for a long time.
no, we're not. We're not talking about this. We can't. We can't. We're keeping it sane. We're focus on focus on.
And more to come, okay? There's more to come.
There's more to come. So
Yeah.
no.
Oh my goodness.
So no, we're not. No, no, we're not. We're stopping. Change we're not.
No, I would change the subject. I was thinking about Bees releasing his album. He needs just to throw it out there. We're waiting for so long. Like Yonngi said, just put it out there, just put it out. He's
Yes.
just so worried maybe that it's not gonna be so like good for us to hear it. But I mean he's just so amazing the way he puts the stuff together. So
Yeah.
it's
I
good.
think I think with him and with a lot of the members who haven't put out a solo album yet, like when you hear Namjoon and Yonngi talking about it, and they're like just Maria, no, we're not doing this. No, no, we're not. I think with Yonngi and Namjoon and them talking about putting out albums, because they have already done it and they feel I think Yonngi less so, but Namjoon definitely. Namjoon has a lot of regrets regarding RM, which I don't think you should have. It's a wonderful album. If you haven't heard it on SoundCloud, go listen to it. But I think they have regrets, but they also understand the power of just putting it out there and getting that feedback and understanding where, um, and understanding like how to do it better next time and all that. And I think because the other members still haven't went through that, gone through that process, that it feels monumental, this album for them, and so they want to do it as perfect as possible. And it seems like Tay really wants it to have that playlist vibe, and it seems like something that um, Namjoon, for example, said that each song feels different now for him. Like he put a lot of, like, it seems like different songs in the new album, which is going to be fascinating. But I think for Tay, he really wants it to be. He has such an aesthetic eye, and I think he also has a very aesthetic way towards music, and so he wants it to be very, very specific feel and a very specific um like a or, well, you understand what I mean, right? It all should be connected and say something. So I think yeah, I think he just wants it to be perfect, and I really hope he just, yeah, like a vibe, not just a vibe, but like that it'll be one of, like, connected to one another. um and so I think he has a very specific thing he's searching for, and that's why he just throws stuff out. I wish he wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I get it.
But like you said, it's like they haven't experienced yet what it is to put their album or mistake out there, and for him to have that experience and learn from it, he needs to put it out there,
Yeah.
because he's in the search of that thing that you're saying, and the only way he's gonna find it is by putting it out there, you know. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we got a lot of very interesting stuff coming. I'm terrified about Jimin's darker material and explicit things, and Hobie more raw version. Like, it's it's gonna be.
We know Jin is gonna be the last one, but I mean, for me, Jin has a special place in my heart because Epiphany for me took me out of my dark place. So it's that's when that is gonna come out, whenever that is, that's gonna be my treasure. I love them all. I have my bias and everything, but for him, like the way he expresses also his stuff is like wow. And then the CD3, I blanked out. um, I I blanked out. The Epiphany, the new one that came out in CD3. Yeah, the mixtape. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful as well. Both Epiphanies are beautiful. I was like, I cried my eyes out again. I was like, oh my god, this is so nice.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, the demo version of Epiphany.
Demo version, yeah.
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 It's a lot. Yeah. I understand exactly how you're feeling. I hope there's like I love really everything he does, and I'm definitely hoping for a Gene Rock era. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. I it's gonna be all gorgeous and amazing, and I can't wait.
Someone commented yesterday that we need that money tree in the backyard, to buy all that. I'm like, no, we need a forest. I commented like, I need a forest. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, but we get a new song on Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, and we'll be here on Saturday to talk about it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think we're
everything's
gonna
beautiful. Yes.
end this here. Mildred, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad you got to see the face. Finally.
Yeah.
But thank you, and thank you everybody. Love you guys. I'm Apple Mango, everybody.
Banco.
And how do I get out of there? Or take me out, please.
Here, I'll take you out.
Okay.
There, I took you. So, thank you all, everyone, for joining. As I said, from now on, there's gonna be a live stream every Saturday around this time. There's gonna be. I think I will. I think the first time I'll do a learn Korean with Tiny Tan, I will do it live stream, just so we can figure it out. If it's something people want to see, if they don't, they don't. It's fine. And as I said, there's going to be that lyric breakdown series that I've been dying to do for months now. It's been on my mind for months. I just didn't have time. I didn't have a setup. Now I constantly have this setup. At a press of a button, I can be live. And that's such a major factor. So it's thank you all for joining. Thank you all for the support. And I'm gonna do like a fade out with the new not new, it's not new, but with the outro, and then we're gonna close this. So thank you.